You spent hours solving problems that don't exist yet, replaying conversations that already ended, trying to predict how life will unfold so you won't be caught off guard. But no matter how much you think, the peace never comes. And that's what hurts the most. How smart your mind is and how unsettled you still feel. Overthinking is one of the most silent forms of suffering in the modern world. Because from the outside, you look calm, you look composed. You're not lashing out, you're just thinking, planning, being responsible. But inside, you're carrying a mind that never turns off, and it's exhausting. Vedanta offers a radically different lens. It doesn't tell you to stop thinking. It doesn't shame you for your mind. It simply asks you, who is watching the thoughts? In Vedanta, the self is not the thinker, it is the witness, the Sakshi. Thoughts are like clouds. You are the sky. Some days are stormy, others are clear, but the sky is never the weather. It watches, it holds, it remains. The mind, by nature, moves. It will calculate, plan, rehearse, resist. But Vedanta doesn't try to control the mind, it tries to disidentify from it. Because the real problem isn't that you think too much, it's that you believe every thought is you. If a stranger on the street walked up and said, "You're going to fail. Everyone's judging you. Don't even try," you'd ignore them. But when your mind says it, you listen like it's gospel. This is the trap of identification. You don't suffer because of thoughts. You suffer because you fuse with them. You lose the gap, the space, the breath between awareness and noise. Vedanta teaches that liberation begins not by quieting the mind, but by stepping back from it. Not through force, not through suppression, but through inquiry, through the quiet question, to whom do these thoughts arise? Try it. You have a thought. What if I mess this up? Pause and ask, who is hearing this thought? And then just watch. Don't answer. Don't analyze. Just watch. That tiny moment, that space between the thought and the watcher is where freedom lives. Because in that space, you are no longer the overthinker. You are the witness. And the witness doesn't need to fix every thought. It simply sees. Most of us live our lives chasing the end of a thought spiral. We try to think our way out of thinking. But Vedanta reminds us, the mind cannot untangle itself. It can only spin. The solution isn't to stop thinking. It's to stop collapsing into it. Overthinking thrives in environments of disconnection. When your attention is spread thin, when you scroll endlessly, when you never fully arrive in the moment you're in. And that's the paradox. The more you try to mentally prepare for life, the less you're actually living it. Vedanta doesn't offer a shortcut. It offers a shift. It's the difference between being lost in the movie and realizing you're sitting in the theater. Between being the noise in your head and becoming the one listening quietly behind it. The story doesn't stop playing, but you're no longer inside it. You're watching it unfold without forgetting who you are. And that's not some mystical state. It's a practice. One you can begin right now. You don't need incense. You don't need mantras. You don't need to clear your mind. You just need to notice. Notice the next thought that comes. Don't chase it. Don't argue with it. Don't try to stop it. Just ask gently, who is noticing this thought? And then stay with that noticing. This simple shift from reaction to witnessing breaks the spell. Because overthinking isn't just a mental habit, it's an identity trap. You forget you are the one observing the mind and start believing you are the mind. But the more you return to that quiet space of observation, the more thoughts lose their power to pull you under. This is not detachment in the cold, distant sense. It's a warm, steady intimacy with the present moment. You're not abandoning life. You're finally arriving in it. In a world that demands constant reaction, the most radical thing you can offer is presence, not as a performance, not as forced calm, but as a grounded return to the one watching it all unfold. Over time, the mind quiets, not because you fought it, but because you stopped feeding it. Not because you silenced it, but because you remembered it's not who you are. Your mind will always speak, but your freedom begins the moment you remember you don't have to believe everything it says.